We started the next day off in what's called a capsule hotel. It's really popular among business people who stay overnight at different cities, very popular for foreigners. It's great because it's extremely cheap. It's about $30 to $40 per night. However, you're sleeping in a capsule. It was a really cool experience. I definitely recommend it. I'd say 5 out of 5 because it gives you everything you need: sleep, showers, bathroom, has everything that you need, and yeah, for a quick overnight sleep, it's great. Definitely wouldn't recommend it if you are couples because there is separate for men and separate for women. You can't go over to the other capsules, and of course, if you have younger kids, that won't work either. So yeah, great if you're traveling alone or traveling with one other person and you don't mind sleeping separately. It's great. This was a really cool spot that we went to. It's called Tempura Tenkichi, and it's in Nagoya. It has a master tempura chef, and what tempura is essentially is a lightly battered base, and you can do seafood, you can do vegetables, you can do almost anything in tempura. And this lady was amazing. She was so kind, and totally recommend if you're in the area to check this one out. One of the things we talked about when we went to Japan during this time was the Super Bowl. I'm a KC Chiefs fan. I've liked them for a long time, so don't just say a bandwagon guy. But it was really fun to see them in Australia. So the game itself, I think it started around 8:30 a.m. So instead of a nighttime start, it was a morning. The place we went to was an Australian bar. Really good atmosphere. A lot more 49ers fans, but the good team, the right team, won it. While traveling around Nagoya, we had the chance to go to Suzaki Shrine, which is mainly focused to snake, the zodiac animal of the snake, which is my year, so I know it may not sound good, but to say that I'm a snake, but I am a snake. But there are also spots at the shrine where you could pray or give thanks to the other zodiac animals. So I try to get pictures of all of them, and that's the rat, the ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake of course, horse, sheep, monkey, rooster, dog, and boar. So everyone's one of the 12 animals, and yeah, I happen to be a snake. This time around, we had the chance to take the Shinkansen. In English, it's called the bullet train, and it's one of the fastest trains in the world. One thing I couldn't believe was how much food you can get before it. There seemed to be stalls and convenience shops and and vending machines for all types of food, beer, drinks, anything you want for the trip. We were just going Nagoya to Tokyo, so it was only about an hour. But yeah, it was really comfortable, really convenient, and I think I prefer it to a plane. And it's just because it's a lot less getting on, getting off, waiting. It just seemed to, you get there, get on, get to your stop, get off, and move on. But a lot of fun. We even were able to find shots of Mount Fuji on our way to the airport. So it was a lot of fun. So this is the Airbnb in Nagoya. It's a little smaller, but it's all about location. We're about 2 minutes walking distance from the station and very close to all the other sites. So it should be good. So I don't think we'll spend much time here. But it's good for sleep and everything else you need. Has a sink, laundry, shower with bath, so it should be okay. So we'd rank the Airbnb about 4 stars. Had everything you need. It was very close, but it had nothing really extra, but it was comfortable. 4 stars is good. So this goes here. Can I just put it right on top?
I don't think so. If the egg got shelled, make sure no shells in it.
Our next stop was Nagoya Castle. Unfortunately, the castle itself is being rebuilt and renovated inside, but you're still allowed to go outside and visit around the castle itself. There's Hanamaru Palace, which back in the Edo period was the place where if you were a guest or visitor, you'd come and stay there. So we were able to get some pictures of that, and it's really beautiful, really big. And again, it just makes you think about the architecture and the designing back in the old days. It's amazing. The next part was I was able to get, one of my dreams of getting pictures with ninjas, getting pictures with samurai. I was able to get some, really happy about that. Was able to try some food, I guess, ninja-based food, which was kind of cool. And it was a lot of fun, really cool, and definitely would recommend anyone who's in the Nagoya area to stop by Nagoya Castle, because it's definitely a tourist spot, it's definitely a local spot. Next up was the Higashiyama Tower and Higashiyama Zoo in Nagoya. We made this choice because unfortunately my wife's mother, sister, and niece all got COVID, so we couldn't visit with them, so we decided to do our own thing and tour around Nagoya, and this was one of the stops. It was really fortunate because they have what's called a red panda, Lessa panda in Japanese, and it's a really cool animal because it's not in North America. It's like a mix between, I guess, a really small panda, a a squirrel, and a raccoon. So really cool to see. And there are a bunch of other animals that we got to take pictures of. And yeah, it was a really good time. Anybody in the area, again, this is something that we recommend for families and kids. It's really cool. 니한고 대 플라밍고? ありがとう。This is the dollar store in Japan. It blows away the North American ones where you actually go to the dollar store and things are a dollar. And also the quality is so much better. They have a lot of their gadgets, a lot of different ideas and different things are there. And again, only for 100 yen, which is equivalent to $1. We got to try this gyoza restaurant, which is also called dumplings. And they were the biggest dumplings or biggest gyoza we've ever seen. We had to wait almost 45 minutes in line
but it was worth every single minute. They were delicious and it was awesome. This was a restaurant where you catch your own fish and you tell the servers how you want it done. Do you want it fried? Do you want it grilled? Do you want it sushi? Do you want sashimi? And yeah, it's delicious. The type of fish that we caught was a red snapper. It was awesome. The booth beside us caught a fish and it dropped into their booth actually, so you could hear it hitting the ground and hitting the wall and hitting the tables and the people screaming. But it's a really good adventure. This is just another example of why Japan's so far ahead of us technology wise. You go to a bakery and you pick your bread and whatever you want to get, you put it on a tray and you take it up to the cashier and you put it down and it x-rays each thing that you bought and does the price for it. So there's no scanning, no anything like that. It's all x-rayed done and then you pay. Crazy, so crazy. Next up was Burger. I'm not really a huge hamburger fan, but I'll tell you what, it felt like I was back in the US, like an old school hamburger place. It was really delicious. This is a store that my brother-in-law and sister-in-law own, so yeah, totally recommend it. It was awesome.